Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, Vontae? Go ahead and start sharing if you would, please. It's gonna be juicy. Hey, we on time today too.
Look at God.
Won't he do it? Get it before this music starts. Let me see the letter right quick. Who's shouting out today? What's going on, Mr. Vows? Y'all go ahead and start sharing, please. Alrighty. It is Monday. If y'all would please start sharing. Oh man, I'm telling y'all, don't get old. Do not get old, because I'm telling you, these bodies will betray you. Man.
Truly.
But it's a blessing to get older. So I'm definitely not complaining about that. So why do it look like I got on lip gloss?
My lips probably look crusty.
Maybe it's just the light.
Reflecting off all them juices.
Off the coconut oil.
Oh, okay.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to the Moss Mail Live Mail Room. For those of you that don't know who we are, this might be your first time. I am your Postmaster B. Moss. This is my wife,
Terry.
And we are the hosts of Moss Mail Live, where we come to educate, enhance, and empower. Double or triple E. So yeah, and we have a wonderful mail to open up tonight. If this is your first time being in the mail room, please signify that by typing number 1, the number 1 in your comment box, please. I would greatly appreciate that so we can shout you out. Yeah. So
Announcements.
Yeah.
Announcements are as follows. If you would like a t-shirt, our t-shirts, Mox Mail. That's kind of high a little bit stuff.
Yeah.
You can hit us up in our messenger and let us know that you want a t-shirt. Let us know your size, and we'll give you the information on how to purchase those shirts. If you haven't subscribed to our Facebook or YouTube pages, look us up with Moss Mail Live, Facebook, Moss Mail Live, YouTube. Subscription and notification of both places.
Right.
If you have a pressing topic, subject matter, or just something that you want to get off your chest, you can hit us up also either through Messenger or on our email, or even through Facebook. There is a way to email us directly, which will send us a direct email to official mousemail@gmail.com. So if you don't want to hit the messenger way, then you can just hit us up directly via email. Anything else? Shout out.
Oh. Well, today
You know she's at work.
She's at work, but she may see this, I don't know. Today is a national holiday in the United States and in the UK, the whole world, August 26th.
Oh my God.
Today is our oldest daughter, Zaria, her 24th birthday. So today we are shouting her out. I know she's at work, but I'm pretty sure she's already had enough partying and turning up and celebrating before now that will cover her until she's able to do it again. So happy birthday to her. Just blessed to have her in our lives. She was born with an attitude. And
I don't understand.
And no, you don't. One day we're going to have her on the show and we're going to talk about each one of our children with them. And, but she's grown now with an attitude, with a grown attitude. So, she's a lot better though.
Yeah.
She's mellowed out and stuff. So we appreciate.
That's his twin.
Yeah, that's my twin. And yeah.
She got some of my attributes, but she's really,
she's the female version of me.
Absolutely.
Hands down.
Hands down. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's going on, Miss Friday? Thank you for joining us in the mail room. What else? I want to shout out somebody else today. Derek.
Phillips?
No. The photographer.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
Logan.
Derek Logan of Alien Photography here in Hickory, North Carolina. I want to shout that brother out. I've been following him on Instagram, and he just did his last shoot that I saw of some artist. I can't even remember the artist's name, but man, that was a fire photo shoot. You did an awesome job, Derek. Applaud you. If you need photos done, professional photos done, this is your guy. We know plenty of photographers, but you know, this is the person we're shouting out today. So, yeah, what's going on, Mr. Clark? Thank you all for tuning in. And if you would, everybody go ahead and share. If this is your first time in the mail room, make sure that you signify that by typing in the number 1. If you're not watching us live, welcome to the replay. We are about to get into this. Anything else?
I don't think so. Oh, and we have some other today birthdays. Tiffany Sigmund. And Tiffany Moss.
Tiffany Moss. Happy birthday, people. Too bad y'all are not Leos, but happy birthday anyway. Did you share it in the other groups already?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on it.
All right. I just wanted to know. So
let's get into it.
Let's go ahead and open up this email. You know how it goes. Go ahead and get you a snack, get you a drink, coffee, juice, whatever, you know, it is you prefer beverage. Tonight, my portion is, let me hide that because they not sponsoring us. Red Bull. I had to get me one of these and ride the bull tonight so that I could be Superman, because this body, I told you, they worked me today.
Hey, Miss Donella Baker.
Yeah. So I'm going to read it tonight, since you've been reading the past two. All right, let's go, y'all. Go ahead and share if you will. All right, let's get it. Dear Brad and Terry, my question to you all is, how do you rebuild trust after covenant breaches, aka infidelity, aka cheating, aka
not listening,
slipping on the other side of the fence? Not listening ain't infidelity.
But I'm saying breaches in covenant don't necessarily have to be, in this case it is, but I'm just saying it doesn't necessarily have to be infidelity. It could be other things that cause a breaching your
well, but that's not the definition of that's not the definition of infidelity.
Okay.
Not listening is not infidelity.
I know, but I'm just saying breaches in covenant. Go ahead. Sorry.
Anyway, what's going on, Anthony St. Louis? Thank you for joining us in the mailroom. Let me get back to reading. Dear Brad and Terry, my question to you all is, how do you rebuild trust after covenant breaches, aka infidelity, aka cheating? My significant other and I have been married for roughly 6 years. I learned later that while we were dating, he had several affairs. I think perhaps if I had known that before, we would never have gotten married. Anyway, his infidelities carried over into our marriage. I am having a hard time forgiving. I do love my husband. I believe the only reason he has changed his ways is because he is sick and he needs me to take care of him. He has told me countless times that he never meant to hurt me, and all these instances just happen. How do I move past this hurt? Sincerely, covenant breached. All right, let's recap. Go ahead.
Recap. You have a lady that has been married roughly someone who had been married roughly 6 years. We don't know if it's male or female. We want to put that disclaimer out there as well. If we are talking about a same-sex relationship is relationship. So it doesn't matter if it's a hetero or a homosexual relationship. It's a relationship, and infidelity can happen either way. Breaches and covenants can happen either way. So it can affect either hetero or homosexual relationships. Okay.
Pause, because I'm going to say this 2019, y'all, and we get so squeamish about same-sex relationships, same-sex marriages, gays, lesbians, transgender, bisexual, whatever the case may be. You know,
it doesn't matter.
Let's just say, Mouse Mailers, we are loving of all people. And what y'all do or what somebody else does in their bedroom or who they choose to love is none of our business, as long as nobody's promoting hate. That's our stance on it. Right. But when we talk about these issues, we would appreciate your input and your participation, because even though it may be same gender loving or polyamorous loving, that means having more than one husband or one wife, or polyamory. Don't be so squeamish and pulled back and be like, well, that don't include me. I don't know nothing about that. But you do know about relationships, and you do have an opinion. Right. And most of the time, y'all give opinions when don't nobody ask you. So we're asking you.
Right.
So anyway, okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay, back to the recap. The recap is we have a young individual who has been married roughly 6 years. Prior to them getting married, the male partner in the relationship had several affairs. Had the person known about it, they probably wouldn't have gotten married. And infidelity is carried over into the marriage. And now this person, the male partner, is now sick and have, I'm guessing, stopped their wayward ways because they're sick now and they need this person to take care of them. The question tonight is, how do you rebuild trust after covenant has been breached?
All right. Yeah. So y'all go ahead and share. So we can go ahead and jump right on into this mail. Now, there's several things that are going on here. So before these people got married, according to the email, the husband has had some cheating chances and has cheated. And because he got married, it did not stop. So, and let me just pause right here, because a lot of times people feel like, oh, I'm going to change my whole ways when I get married. That's the wrong answer. Brother or sister, that is the wrong answer. Let me tell you something. A marriage certificate and a wedding ring is not going to stop you from passing out your peen or your poo nanny. It's not going to do it. It's not going to curb the appetite for your sex.
Right.
It's not. Or your attraction to other people.
Right.
So, you know, if you think about getting married, to say, oh, well, that's going to stop me from, you know, cutting out or cheating or desiring other people, you might as well, no, that's not going to happen. Trust me. And you can have good intentions. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and two, if you're doing it before and you haven't stopped before, what makes you think you're going to stop after the fact? If you in a supposedly exclusive relationship with somebody and you already doing it, you're not just going to stop cold turkey. It's just like having a bad habit of
smoking.
Whatever your bad habit is.
Right.
You're not just going to stop.
Right. So, yeah. Okay, so first of all, guys been cheating before they got married. They're 6 years in and he's still cheating as of recently. And, you know, according to the emailer, she's having problems forgiving him. And she's having problems or asking the question, how do you rebuild trust after you've been cheated on and you're still with that particular person? So let's talk about this, because anytime that there is a break in the trust, it's always going to be a task. It's going to be difficult to trust again.
True.
Wholeheartedly. It's going to be difficult to open up yourself totally and completely to that individual.
Not even that, not only that individual, even with people who decide to remove themselves from this situation, it's hard for them to open up to someone else because of that situation has caused so much hurt and harm to them. Because a lot of times there has already been some type of insecurities in place. So it's just having a trust problem within your relationship just add fuel to I'm already not good enough. It's something about me that they didn't want. And it kind of like piles up on them. So even for them to move on and be in a relationship, it's not only rebuilding trust for someone else, but rebuilding trust within.
Right.
To trust yourself to make better decisions.
Right.
On partners.
Because it could be that you're looking and you're seeing a pattern or a cycle that the last person that I was with cheated on me, so therefore it must be something wrong with me. So yeah, you got to check that. Let's look at the definition of infidelity. It says the action or state of being unfaithful to a spouse or other sexual partner. So that's what infidelity means. It's just another way to say cheating.
In a big wordish way.
Right, in a big wordish way. So, okay, the guy's sick now. What? Would y'all be able to take care of somebody that's cheated on you, done you wrong, and you remain, and they're sick? Could y'all take care of them truthfully and honestly without pinching them up under the armpit when you get mad at them? Or kicking them or pinching them or punching them or something, would y'all still be able to do that without any ill intentions? If they hurt you in some kind of way, would y'all be able to do that? Y'all let me know in the comments.
Me, I would say I could. And that I'm just speaking from myself. The type of person that I am, yeah, I could do it. I would be angry. I would deal with anger, yes. But at the end of the day, outside of that, I think I am able to see the needs of a person that they need to be taken care of and would be able to do it in spite of my feelings and how I feel or whatever. And I wouldn't do it in a mean way. But even if I was angry about whatever that person had done to me, I could.
Okay. I don't know if you want my opinion or not.
Go ahead and give your opinion. I already know your opinion, I think. I think I know yours. If I had cheated on you several times, we wouldn't even be together. No.
She would not be a co-host.
We wouldn't be together if I wasn't a cheater. No. And I got sick and you had sick. No. You got what you deserve, heifer.
That would not be my attitude. So don't even try. Even times when with other people that I've had the opportunity to say I told you so or goody, you got what you deserve, I haven't. And when it comes to you, I don't think I could be mean to you. I don't think that I would be inhumane to you. Don't be looking at me like that.
I'm just looking at you, baby.
Looking down your glasses at me.
I always look over my glasses, though.
So, because my thing is this, how is it that I could treat an enemy that's really done me filthy and not retaliate, and then it comes to you and then be inhumane? For me, in my mind, that's not rational thinking. That's not me. That's not my character. So, yeah. So, I would be able to take care of you until these children, got, took over or something like that,
But Angie said, I'm going to abuse them just slightly. So they're going to get slightly abused.
So you're going to pop the bottom of their feet. Pop the bottom of their feet,
Mm-hmm.
And, pluck them under the armpit a little bit. Twist them up under the armpit.
Mm.
So, to the emailer, you ask, how can you rebuild trust? Number one, I'm going to say that you have to forgive yourself and forgive him. So that's, in my opinion, that's where you need to start your work, is forgiving yourself and forgiving him and clearing that, until you forgive, you're not going to be able to really trust anymore.
And that's true.
And you're not going to be able to be in the marriage. You're not going to be able to love him, support him, submit to him, if you will, from a pure place.
True.
So you're going to have to clear your space and clear your heart through forgiveness. And a lot of times we make forgiving people seem so easy, but sometimes, depending on the depth of the hurt,
right,
it may take some time. We in the church, we make it seem like it's just so easy, and that even though we release it, we don't have to deal with the effects of the assault. So, and you do. After you have surgery and that bad thing is removed, you still have to deal with the pain of healing. You may have dealt with the pain of the sickness or the injury, but there's also another pain, the pain of healing. So you got to go through therapy and all of that. You got to do the work to get through it. So
I would say the second thing would be time. Allow yourself time to heal. Yet every day is not going to be, oh, I'm good with it. It's not always going to be like that. You have to allow yourself that time, because even like you said with surgery, a very good example. Some days you feel good and you can feel like you can conquer the world, and then the next day it's like, oh my gosh, it hits you all of a sudden. I did too much the day before, and sometimes you do too much.
That's gonna stop me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, allow yourself time to heal. Allow yourself, and sometimes tending to that person allows you to reevaluate yourself, your love for that person, and somehow or another things begin to change in you by allowing yourself to take care of them. Don't ask me how that happens, but it does. And it causes your love for them to change. And over time, the healing will take place.
Yeah, I think it changes because you empathize with that person and you see that just like them, you could have been the perpetrator. You could have been the infidel. And how you would want someone to have mercy on you if it was you. How you would want somebody to be understanding if it were you.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, yes, people are mean, people do things or whatever, but can I be real honest with y'all? And I'm going to get in your face with it. You've done stuff too. It may not have been the same thing, but you've done stuff too. You've hurt people too. You've lied too. So it puts everybody back in the same basket, in the same category, so to speak, and then, you could have done the same thing that somebody else did, and the effects of what you did, the same thing, you could have affected other people differently, but it's still the same thing.
Right.
So a lot of times we get caught up on, I didn't do that, or I didn't do it like that, or blah, blah. I mean, it's still, whatever.
And two, during this downtime that he is sick, you have the opportunity to talk, something that you probably was missing all along, to find out where his head is, what caused him to do what he did. To give him the opportunity to get some stuff off his chest. It might be childhood hurts or things that happened as a kid that he never realized it help him heal too, because there might be some underlying things within that was causing him to be at that place to do what he did.
Right. And so a lot of times it says, the emailer says that he has repented or asked for forgiveness and, acknowledged his wrong. Right. So at this point, she's obligated to forgive him and move on.
Yeah.
Even if it's after the fact, even, you know what I'm saying? Even if he's done it before. When people say I'm sorry or they're repentant, you got to give them time, as she stated, you got to give them time to prove themselves. Mm-hmm. It might not be overnight that you just fully embrace him, but allow that time of repentance work to take place. Mm-hmm. And, it may not be today, it may not be a month, as you lower them walls and you allow the work of releasing to take place, you'll find yourself getting closer. You'll be more engaging in conversation and all kinds of stuff can happen. But you've got to allow time to do its work as well.
Time and opportunity.
Yeah. So yeah, you have to, that was the thing that really jumped out to me, is the fact that he was repentive. So he acknowledged his wrongdoing. And,
I just say it's sad that you got to wait till something happened to you to where, okay, you might die. It doesn't say he's definitely ill, but it kind of almost seemed that way. Now you want to come clean at this point. And so I can understand her stance. Like, okay, so if nothing ever happened to you, you would probably be still doing what you've been doing. So why should I forgive you?
But does it really matter?
No, it don't. But that's
I understand, but I'm just asking the question, does it matter? Because a lot of times we'll hold love and we'll retain love and forgiveness and understanding and empathy and all that. We'll hold it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Sheila said, time will heal and stop bringing it up all the time.
right, that's another issue. Don't be repeating and replaying and regurgitating that over and over and over. And what we don't realize about doing that is that causes PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. You may not believe it. It ain't just for soldiers that go overseas. That happens in relationships. It happens with people who have been verbally abused and all kinds of PTSD. Y'all got to be careful of that. So stop bringing stuff and stop dragging stuff in. And we have a rule. The only time that we really bring up something from the past and we say it when we are talking or discuss is that this is simply a point of reference. I'm only bringing this up as a point of reference or for example.
Right.
So not to use it as a weapon to hurt anybody. So I think that's important to know as well. So yeah.
And all of those that have just joined us, welcome to the mail room. We're discussing a relationship about rebuilding trust after covenant breaches.
When your trust is trash, and that was so, it's just very descriptive whenever I think about that statement, it's just like a garbage can full of different pieces of trash and nothing is whole, nothing is complete. Nothing is really palatable. Nothing is really nourishing. It's just a bag, a container full of broken pieces. However, even when you throw things away in the trash, let's say food, for instance, there are some pieces of food that you only threw it away because you were too full to finish it. And had you not thrown it in the trash, it could still be consumed. So, you know, there are things that's in that place of brokenness that can still be used. I said, well, I know it's a post that I'm going to be posting, a motivation I'm going to be posting. But we always say that broken crayons can still color. Very true statement. There's a conference going around. There's a conference going around called Broken Cookie Conference. And the slogan is, broken cookies still taste good. It's very insightful. 2 weeks ago, we had to do a photo shoot and the lights were brought out. The lights were brand new lights or bulbs and needed 2 lights. So pulled out the second light and the filament, the actual, I don't know what tubing was broken. Well, the light was screwed into the socket and flip switch, and to our surprise, the light still worked. And I'm like, I do not understand how this light is working. I was shaking the pieces of the tubing out of my hand. There was no connection on that end, but the light still worked. And so I want to say that broken things still have the ability to work. That light still had the ability to illuminate the room and to illuminate the setting. And so many times we feel like that because something is broken, it's not needed anymore. It's not useful anymore. It's not valuable anymore. I guarantee you, if somebody gave you $1,000 bill that had a nick cut out of it, you would still spend it. You would still use it. It would still be valuable to you. You wouldn't discard it or give it away just because that $1,000 bill had a cut in it or had writing on it. Right. Now, granted, there are some things that are broken beyond repair, and those things need to be discarded.
Right.
Because I don't want anybody to say, well, Moss, you saying that because my relationship is so broken, it's not useful anymore, it's not serving me any use, nothing but a source of pain, that I got to stay in it. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. What's going on, Miss Kalia Clark? Yeah, but we have to make an assessment of what is needful, what can be used, what can be repaired, and then move on from there.
Right.
Because sometimes you can decide what needs to be repaired and try to get it repaired, and at the end of the day, it still don't work.
It's still trash.
It's still trash. So you got to discard it. You got to throw it away. And a lot of times in relationships, people, men and women, stay in, excuse my expression, shitty situations because you have this issue with this complex, this superhero complex that, oh, I can fix them. Oh, I can change them. Oh, I can make this work. And you making a situation worse. Oh, I can bring out the best in him. No. You want to know why? Because there could be a level of brokenness in you that identifies with the brokenness in them. And so both of y'all just in the relationship broken. There's nothing productive coming out of it.
Right.
They still got their side pieces, or either you the side piece.
Right.
Lord.
Yeah, right. That part. You got your foot on something.
Yeah, I mean, they can't even buy you a value meal at McDonald's.
Right.
They ducking and dodging and hiding and skipping and tipping and dipping. And I mean, what good is your relationship? Because if a relationship is a light, why hide it? Why hide the relationship if it's supposed to be a light and a beacon of inspiration and all of that stuff?
Why hide it?
So my point is, broken things can still work, but you gotta take an assessment.
And sometimes another man's trash is one man's trash is another man's treasure. Maybe you are not the person to fix, or that's not your role. It is for somebody else.
That is not your assignment.
It is somebody, because somebody else can we threw a wash machine away. The next day it was gone. I'm pretty sure they took it.
I believe it was same day. No, it was next day.
It was gone. No, they picked that thing up and fixed it. It probably was an easy fix, but I wasn't trying to fix it. So
you have to know your assignment
and know what you are really qualified for. We try to be qualified for stuff that is not for us.
Because some people, y'all stuck in relationships right now because you had good sex. That's all it was. It was good sex. They made your toes curl, your back pop. You wet the sheets up. It was good sex. Some of y'all, somebody came along in your life where you were down and they had a good inspirational message that made you feel good. They encouraged you. They motivated you. It don't mean you got to spend a lifetime with that person.
Right.
I know of a person right now who is married to someone that was not their spouse, that was not their assignment. And it's only because that particular person provided a time and a season of inspiration to them.
Right.
They felt like that they needed to be connected to them for the rest of their life. For what?
You have to know who is really just a friend.
Yeah. And who's a good... Or you find out if you a real friend or if you are a good. Now, some of y'all are an anomaly and you both. Not everybody, so don't snatch that as your word. It ain't everybody. But sometimes in life you come across, you can turn somebody into.
You can turn them into both. They can be a friend and that's benefits.
Right, benefits. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So yeah. But back to my point is some people are in relationships where you just settled. You just settling. And you're wasting valuable time, you're wasting valuable energy with somebody who was not your assignment.
Right. In this case, I would say too, for this emailer, go back to your vows. What did you commit to for better? If those were your vows, because nowadays people
have
say
untraditional vows. Yeah, they're doing their own.
So if that's part of your vows, that you made, this commitment that you made to this person, although you consider this as a breach of your your covenant with that person, just remember what you vowed to. And if they're ready to recommit and be that person to be exclusively with you, then you have to work on you to get yourself through. Right.
You got to do the work. Forgiveness, moving forward, beyond infidelity, beyond cheating, it takes work, y'all.
It does.
And let me tell y'all something again. You know, y'all got to get used to us talking about sex, because we're going to talk about sex. Look, sex does not heal everything. Mm-mm. I don't care how good the sex is. If somebody is cheating on you, you really ain't wanting to have sex with them no way, honestly.
That's true.
Cause back to Baby Boy, when Jody cheated on Yvette, she didn't want to give him that sex when he slapped her and blacked her eye. But he put that thing on her though. And she was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go make these tacos.
Okay.
Some of y'all just taco makers. Mm-hmm. Y'all keep making tacos for Jody. He keeps slapping you and beating you in your eye. You go make him tacos and he's still cheating on you. He's still doing whatever he want to do. And you just keep making tacos. You keep making provisions. You keep making a platform for him to cheat on you.
Use you.
And use you and abuse you. Yeah. And you can't be mad because you are doing it. You gotta, we as people, we have to learn to make better decisions. What's going on, Mr. David Williams? Mayor Pro Tem, a.k.a. my barber. Thank you, Jesus. Shout out to Plush Cuts in Hickory, North Carolina. But yeah. So we got to learn to make better decisions. Because there is life beyond infidelity. There's life beyond cheating. And a lot of times, females, you'll talk to your girlfriends and they'll be like, yeah, girl, if it was me, girl, I'd leave that nigga. I'd leave his ass. I'd get me another man. Well, yeah, that's true. That could happen. And a lot of times, people are forced out of friendships in good situations that can be healed because they listen to the wrong voices.
Right.
But some of y'all ain't listening to the right voice.
Right.
Some of y'all conflicted and confused.
And for why? I don't know.
And for what?
I don't know.
Don't get me started.
That's another subject matter.
If these walls could talk.
Oh my God.
I tell you, I'd sing like a Baptist choir on first Sunday, but I ain't gonna do it. So yeah. What else?
That's pretty much it about this letter. I mean, she's just gonna give herself time.
Yeah.
Or his self time, whatever the dynamics is, and then said, give their self time and forgive and give yourself time.
I have a question for y'all, the Moss Mail carriers tonight. How did you it's two questions. How did you move on if somebody cheated on you? And how did you move on if you cheated on somebody else? Yeah. How did you move on after somebody cheated on you? And how did you move on after you cheated on somebody? If we keep it all the way 100. Yeah.
When I did it, okay. So when I did it, it was I really did not love that person like that. I mean, I don't even know why I even put myself in a relationship with that person. But what I did is I just came out and said, look, it is not you, it's me. This is not going to work. And I took myself out of the situation altogether because I knew my heart wasn't with that person anyway. It was never going to be with that person. So I just, look, I was with somebody else and it's not your fault. It's all me.
Kept it 100.
I did.
And you didn't lie to yourself. Because that is one of the reasons why people are locked into trashy relationships is because they continue to lie to themselves.
I'm going to go ahead and make it work. This is a good person. And the person is, well, for the most part, was a good person. But no, I just, they just wasn't for me.
So with you doing the cheating, your way of moving forward was you just came out and was honest.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what about being cheated on? How did you move forward from being cheated on?
It took a process over time. I mean, it really took time evaluating, looking at the totality of the situation. How would I want to be treated and I thought about my own situation, how I interacted. So, yeah, it just took time and processing the whole situation and just moving on gradually and using the love of God to help me process the cheating.
Okay.
Because I want to put this in there. It's not always sexual cheating. It's emotional cheating that happens in relationships that are just as detrimental
as the physical.
Yeah,
that is so true.
But mine was a physical that I did, so yeah, I just want to throw that out there.
So she was somebody else, y'all. That's what that means.
That was in my younger days.
Yes, Miss Terry.
In my younger days.
The sweet little quiet petite Miss Terry.
Really?
Somebody else.
Really? It's back in the days.
Because they don't believe, people don't believe nothing bad about you.
Really?
Nope.
I'm not a bad person.
One day we ain't even gonna have no email. We just gonna we're gonna call it keeping it all the way 100. And we're gonna tell y'all some things about us.
Look, we told y'all to ask us questions, but y'all didn't want to know.
We told y'all months ago to ask us questions. Any question, it was not off limits. Ain't nobody emailed us or nothing.
And they didn't say
I even reposted the ain't nobody asked us nothing.
They didn't want to know.
But they want to know about our sex.
But just know we did it 5 times and we have 5 trophies.
Right. So, now let me talk about me. How did I move on being the cheater? Because mine were emotional. And that was simply because I felt like I was not getting what I needed from the person I was with. Had they, I guess, thought about my need, then my availability for emotional cheating and conversation with other females would have never taken place.
Right.
And, hindsight, it was just so many different things that were in play that caused a disconnect. And I think from that point, it was just so many different things was to cause the breakdown and the disconnect and the dismemberment of that relationship.
Right.
I really do. And so now I don't even take it personal, you know what I'm saying? Because I've done the work to heal. So, I mean, what I had to do in terms of being the cheater was realize, okay, what in me is gravitating or calling out or crying out for a need to reach outside of my relationship for this? Why not just get what it was being supplied before find out what the kink in the hose is,
Right.
fix it, and work on it.
Right.
So yeah. So that was being the cheater. Now the person that being cheated on, my mentality was to look at possibly what I did to contribute and perpetuate cheating the other person to cheat on me. So, I mean...
So you've been cheated on before?
Yes, I have.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What are you rubbing my back for?
You've been cheated on before.
Don't make me... Hey, it happens to the best of us. Beyonce was cheated on. Hey.
Oh, right.
So, but yeah, I just began to look at, as I matured in my mentality, I began to look at possibly, and not to blame me, but to really say, okay, well, what did I do, or what could I have done or said or acted that may have perpetuated that other person to cheat on me?
Right.
So I didn't really take it personally, oh, I did this or I did that, or lean on some type of insecurity to say, oh, well, they went after them because of X, Y, and Z. So yeah, let's get to these comments. I think
David was first. He said,
Go
people
ahead.
are desperate and feel they can't do better. So many have self-esteem issues. Absolutely. And
this not move so quick off of that. That is so true, David. Sometimes we will stay in a broken or toxic relationship or situation because of insecurity. We don't believe that there is somebody else that's able or have the capability or the capacity to love us, to see into us, and to experience intimacy. We felt like, oh, I'm just lucky to have this person to look my way or to be in my life at this moment. And so I'm not willing to move from that toxic place and try again.
Or on the flip side of that, we have that vagabond that hops on every peen or hops into every puss because of insecurities.
Right. They sticking and dicking and licking and flicking every Tom, Dick, Harry, Sally, Jane, Sue, and Bonquisha, because they don't know that they can be committed to one person.
Right.
So, yeah.
And each person is providing them some level of
feeding into and they're still not satisfied. That's like lust. It's never satisfied.
Emptiness.
Empty. Hollow.
Yes.
All right.
Shmink said, I didn't take it personal. I have an understanding that hurt people will hurt people. Them cheating is about them and not me.
Okay.
And secondly, she says, I was able to handle their truth and create an atmosphere that he felt safe to tell me what he was missing.
Okay, let's and congratulations, Shamika. You have I guess it's called a trophy as one of our milestone followers. Congratulations. I don't know. I guess she's consistently viewing and commenting. So yeah, they're assigned just like with Reeds.
Gotcha. I saw
yeah.
Top hands.
So let's go back to Shamika's first statement. She said, "I didn't take it personal. I have an understanding that hurt people will hurt people. Them cheating is about them and not me." Absolutely.
However, I have a question for you. Do you feel like even though they're hurt and hurt people do hurt people, do you feel like you should continue to subject yourself to that type of person, even though you know the situation? You think it's healthy for you to allow them to continue, or are you open to an open relationship? Or I'm just trying to understand, like, because with understanding that hurt people and their cheating is not about you, it's about them. Why continue to subject yourself to that is, I guess, my question.
Right. Okay.
Could you elaborate and help somebody else? Because maybe somebody else is also dealing with that. Like they understand.
Loving a serial cheater, I guess.
Yeah.
Not to say you're in love with a serial cheater. But.
Yeah, I mean, is it okay to subject yourself to a person that is a habitual cheater? You know that's what they're going to do how do you find peace in that kind of situation? I mean, how do you have a peace of mind with a person like that?
Right. So she said, realize that hurt people, and that's a good thing to know. Then the second part, she said, I was able to handle their truth and created an atmosphere that he felt safe to tell me what he was missing.
So, in other words, you just provide for that person that missing piece?
Is that tagged on to your first?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going along with what the second comment she made. And then she says, no, I take their truth and decide at that moment if it's worth continuing.
Okay. I was going to say talk about this providing an atmosphere that he felt safe enough to tell me. And that's one of the things that we talk about a lot that we had to learn is trusting each other enough to create a space and a platform for each of us to be completely, totally honest with each other.
Naked and not ashamed.
Naked and not ashamed. And I mean, this is something that we had to grow into and work on.
Grow back into,
because we started out like that from the beginning, before we even were dating, when we were just friends on the friend level, friend zone. That's how we operated. So that was one of the unique things that I found attractive about her, was because I wasn't experiencing that on that level, I'll say it like that, with other people.
Right.
So that's important, and that it's important to provide that in whether you're going to stay or whether you go. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important.
Because if you remain friends, and I think a lot of couples that have parted ways, but over time they have remained like good friends, is because they have that element right there of that providing that atmosphere, that platform for each of them to be honest. They can tell each other whatever, and they're okay with it, because I have my life, you have your life, but usually it's because they have children. We got this right here, and we can still be cordial and show healthiness for our children's sake. So I think that's why a lot of them are able to be able to talk, and because of that atmosphere of.
And just at some point in your life, you should just be okay and fine with who you are. That you don't have to hide, and you don't have to play, and you don't have to create alter egos and all this. This is me. This is all of me. Naked and not ashamed, complete 100. Either you love me or either you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Like we said earlier, you have to grow into liking yourself. And
you got to heal all them other places too. Yeah,
once that happens, it's like, to hell with how you feel about me. This is it. If you either take it or leave it. I mean, I'm old and settled now.
Older. I mean.
So.
Okay, she said, also, no, I take their truth and decide at that moment if it's worth continuing. Okay?
And then it was...
there's a difference in an act of infidelity and a habitual cheater. True?
Absolutely.
My children's father was a habitual cheater, and that is just who he is. I was able to forgive, but had to walk away. Absolutely. I mean... You have to take time to you have to take time to, I think, in my opinion, assess the total situation. And I know this sounds cliche-ish. You gotta, look at the good, look at the bad, and if the good outweighs the bad, then you stay. That Tyler Perry-ish stuff.
But it works, though.
It does work, because if the bad outweighs the good, why are you still there? I mean, and my thing is, get a different struggle. Don't be doing the same damn thing over and 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 over again. Or you keep going back to the same whatever, over and over. Get you some different whatever.
The same struggle, different place, same struggle.
You keep going to the mountains. You go to the Blue Ridge, you go to the Smokies, you go to the, I don't know, the Alps.
Oh my God.
But you're still going to the mountains. At least go to the beach. I'm playing.
Oh my God.
But yeah. But she made a decision to move on. And I mean, at some point, you got to make a decision to move on, especially with habituals.
Now, if that's your thing, you can handle it. Or you know he's gonna cheat. That's just who he is. He is.
Right.
Okay, then.
Right.
God bless.
Right. She asked, did that answer your question?
I said yeah.
Okay, good. So, did you? I forgot. I didn't see that. But yeah, so you like Shamika said, you have to get to a place where you make a decision what is best for you. Whether it's in that moment or whether it's in that moment and beyond to create a better moment. You got to be willing to make that decision. So, yeah.
Well, what is in a person? Let's say I'm going way off subject. That causes you to attract that same type of person. Like you get out of a relationship with a person that cheated on you, and then you find yourself in another relationship with the same type of what. That would make me evaluate what is in me that's causing me to attract that type of person that is cheating or.
I'm going to say it like this. First of all, every person, every individual has the potential to cheat.
Right.
Whether they do it or whether they don't.
Right.
Now, to get to your question of what is in another person too that continues to attract that cheating type person, it's more prominent. I think it's what we allow. There is that, huh?
I said I guess I allow cheating on my forehead.
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing, and I think sometimes there is so many different elements to it, because depending on what atmosphere you present yourself in, the way you present yourself, the way you project yourself, the way you engage or entertain people, it's about a game for a lot of people. So they're gonna try all these different angles.
Right.
You may not be a player at all, but if you see that they're playing, some people is just, they entertain that.
Right.
Some people shut it down, or they give off energy or or look or feel that I'm not even the one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just like a light. A light does not attract one particular type of bug.
Right.
If you turn a light on right now, there's going to be flies and moths and ants and bees and wasps and caterpillars that are attracted to the light.
Right.
Number one, because the light provides different things. Sometimes the light provides an ability to illuminate an area to see. Sometimes the light provides heat. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, depending on whatever is in that person that's attracting you to that light, I mean, it just depends. But you don't have to be everything to everybody.
Right. Shamika says, brokenness, I had to ask myself the same question, Terry. I attract cheaters because I was cheating myself emotionally because I didn't feel worthy, so I attracted less worthy people. Got you.
Thank you for that perspective, Shamika. Because a lot of times we attract what we are and who we are.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of times,
and we don't want to be honest about it.
That's
we
right.
do not want to be honest about it, that we attract what we are. If there is something in us that somebody else may see, an opportunity, a glimmer of hope, and so they are attracted to us.
That makes me nervous.
Why? You know what?
We're gonna just
We're not going to discuss it on camera, but
we'll
talk about it later, and we'll come back maybe another day. But yeah. Because we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. But you're absolutely right, Shamika. If you are participating in a certain activity, then that's what perhaps what you attract.
Yeah.
If you're giving off that energy, that light, and I know we say spirit in the church realm, but I mean,
it's really light.
Yeah. It's energy.
Yeah.
You give off that cheating energy. It's out there some kind of way. Somebody going to gravitate to that because it's in them, or they're operating it, or they recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
So liars lie and flock together. Cheaters cheat and cheat together. Thieves flock together and thieve together. I mean, it's across the board. People who are open-minded attract and network with people who are open. I mean, it's all the same, right. Whether it's on the negative spectrum or the positive spectrum or whatever's in between. I mean, It is what it is. So yeah, it's after 8.
Yeah, it is. We've talked enough.
Yeah. So thank you all for your, especially Miss Bowers. Thank you so much for your participation tonight, and you sharing and just being open and and vulnerable to other people that don't even know you. So thank you for your input. Those are very good points and perspectives. So I believe, my closing is that I believe that in relationships you can recover you have options. You don't have to end a relationship because somebody has cheated on you,
right,
or because you've cheated on somebody. Now, I'm not saying that cheating is okay, and I'm not saying go out there and test the waters and cheat to see if somebody would, because you may lose,
mm-hmm.
You may lose,
mm-hmm.
you may not win again, as Fantasia sings. That's just a song, but so you have to be careful with that. But I believe that in certain situations you can recover. You can get back to that place of loving and trusting each other, embracing each other, and letting down your guard and your wall and having a beautiful relationship. I do believe in that. Then there are times on the other end of that, I do believe that you need to move on because you can waste too much time, too much energy, too much money, too much emotion, too much resource. And if you've been sowing and sowing and planting and planting and watering, and after all this time, you ain't got no sprout.
Not none. Honey, child, boo-boo, honey.
Pooh. It's time to move.
Got to go.
And stop being afraid. So many times we allow fear
to hold us hostage.
What's going on, Sharika Clemens? Thank you for joining us. You might have to catch the replay to get the fullness of what's being said. But yeah, we allow fear to hold us in places and in circumstances and situations and keep us feeling like we don't deserve better.
And we shouldn't do that. Because we're cheating ourselves.
Because you ought to be confident in your seed.
Okay.
Good God Almighty, you ought to be confident in the seed that you plant and the potential for it to grow and to produce in any soil.
Right.
I'm going to leave it alone. But y'all take it and y'all run with it if you think about it. But yes, I'm done. Because I'm hungry.
All right, guys. This is it. We love you guys.
Keep the conversation going down in the comments. If there's anything that you want to add, a lot of y'all were scared to add to and contribute to the conversation because your spouse may be mail carrier. If y'all have discussions at home, y'all don't have to worry about sharing on Moss Mail.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll be fun. Make it enjoyable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and if you feel like you have a comment and you don't want your spouse, they just inbox us. We ain't going to tell them. So, yeah.
All All right, guys.
All right. Thank you again for joining us in the mailroom. Keep the conversation going. Make sure you share the live. And who knows, we may pop up, sometime in the week. If you have a burning, pressing topic or situation that you would like to share that concerns you or somebody you may know, email us at officialmossmail@gmail.com or either from the Mossmail Live page. Click that message button. It'll come directly to us. Nobody else sees it. And we'll be more than happy to assist you and help you and guide you in whatever way we can. All right. Thank you. And you all have a wonderful Monday night.
Good night.